When Emma told me she was heading out that evening, she made it sound harmless. "It's just a quick visit," she said casually, slipping her shoes on. "A friend from work hasn't been feeling well, and I thought I'd check in." I nodded, forcing a smile, but something about the way she avoided my eyes gnawed at me. Over the past few weeks, she had grown distant, her phone glued to her hand, her laugh softer when I was around, her excuses multiplying like cracks in glass. Every instinct inside me screamed that something wasn't right. So when she walked out the door, I didn't sit back like the trusting husband I had been for years. No, I grabbed my keys and followed her. At first, I kept a safe distance. Her car weaved through the familiar streets, not toward the part of town where her friend from work lived. My heart raced as I tailed her, headlights dimmed, palms sweaty against the steering wheel. She turned into a quiet residential area I didn't recognize. My stomach dropped. She parked a few houses down, adjusting her hair in the mirror before stepping out. She looked different. Not like someone visiting a sick colleague, but like someone preparing for a date. I pulled over 2 streets away and walked the rest of the distance, careful not to be seen. I watched her from the shadows as she approached his house. And when the door opened, my worst fears solidified into reality. It wasn't a woman who greeted her. It was him. A man, tall, broad-shouldered, with a smirk that told me this wasn't their first meeting. He leaned casually against the doorway, and the way his eyes lit up when he saw her. I'd never seen her smile at me like that in months. She stepped closer, and before I could blink, she was in his arms. Their hug wasn't friendly, it lingered. Too long. Too intimate. Then, like a knife twisting into my chest, I watched as he kissed her. My entire body went cold. The world around me blurred, but their betrayal burned sharp and clear. I wanted to storm forward, to tear them apart, to scream her name until she turned pale with guilt. But I didn't. I stayed hidden, frozen, my fists clenched so tightly that my nails dug into my palms. I had to know more. I had to see the truth with my own eyes. They went inside together, the door closing behind them. My knees nearly gave way right there on the pavement. She had lied straight to my face, just visiting a friend, and now she was inside another man's house. Minutes crawled like hours. I paced near the corner, battling myself. Do I leave? Do I barge in? Do I wait? My heart wanted confrontation, but my mind wanted certainty. Proof. So I waited. Through the curtains, faint light spilled out. Their shadows moved across the room. I saw her silhouette leaning close to his. I saw his arm drape around her. Every second stabbed deeper. The woman I had trusted, the woman I had loved for years, was giving herself to someone else while I stood outside in the cold. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I stepped forward, closer to the window, anger boiling through my veins. Just as I reached the edge of the yard, I heard her laugh, light, flirtatious, the laugh she used to reserve for me. And then, muffled but unmistakable, her voice. "I've missed this." That broke me. I pulled out my phone, snapped a picture of them through the narrow gap in the curtains, their bodies close, his hand on her waist. Proof. Hard, undeniable proof. Then, without knocking, without shouting, I walked right up to the door and rang the bell. It took a moment, but eventually the man answered. His face fell when he saw me. Emma appeared behind him, her eyes wide, color draining from her cheeks. "James," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Visiting a friend, huh?" I said, my voice low, deadly calm. "This your sick coworker?" Her lips parted, but no words came out. The silence was louder than any confession. The man cleared his throat, trying to act composed. Look, man, maybe we should. Shut your mouth, I snapped, glaring at him. Then I turned my eyes back to her, the woman I thought I knew. All those nights you told me you were tired, all those excuses, it was him. All along. Tears welled in her eyes. It's not. Don't you dare, I cut her off. Don't you dare tell me it's not what it looks like. I saw you. I followed you here. I heard you. I pulled out my phone and held up the photo. This is who you are now. A liar. A cheater. Her shoulders shook as tears streamed down her face. James, please. But I didn't let her finish. I turned, walked back to my car, and drove off, leaving her standing in the doorway of his house, broken and speechless. That night, I packed a bag. When she came home hours later, begging, crying, pleading that it was a mistake, that she didn't mean to hurt me, I didn't listen. I had already made my decision. I trusted you, I said, my voice cold. And you threw it all away for him. Don't ask me to forgive something you chose, over and over again. She fell to her knees, sobbing, but I walked past her. Because the truth was simple, she said she was just visiting a friend. But I followed her to his door. And once you've seen the truth with your own eyes, you can never unsee it.